What is up, YouTube? Happy September 16th. I'm so happy. Today is a Friday, or actually, today is a Saturday. And I stayed in tonight to catch up on some work. So I haven't done a live stream in a little bit, so I just wanted to catch up with you guys, see what you're up to. And let's talk about filmmaking. Let's get more in depth with questions and answers and all that good stuff. I have new equipment that came in. I have more equipment that's coming in. I broke a gimbal, and but yeah, it's all good. I had a new gimbal that came in on Friday, and it just stopped working. I think one of the boards fried or something inside the controller, so I sent it back. So yeah. Halvin Wolf, dude, what's up? Oh my god, and you threw in a super chat? Dude, you are too kind, man. Thank you, Halvin Wolf. You are the man, dude. What a kind soul. Thanks, brother. But yeah, wow. Great donation, dude. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Halvin Wolf, man. Awesome photographer. Check it out. Go on his Instagram at Halvin. Yeah, man, I broke a gimbal. I had this Cam gimbal. I think some of you have seen it on my Instagram. I streamed about it when I got it. And what happened was I was just messing around with the different shooting modes, like going in inverted mode, doing quick turns and stuff like that, and it started freaking out on me. And it started doing all this weird spinning, and then it just shut off. And then after that, I couldn't turn it on anymore. So that's like a really clear sign of one of the boards shorting out. So yeah. Halvin Wolf said, "Dude, one of my commercials dropped. Dude, do you have a link to it? You have a link to it? I want to see." Duminus Sonata says, "Let me see the gimbal. The gimbal is now making its way to Oregon, where it will be repaired and sent back to me. So I don't have that gimbal. I have two other gimbals here though, and I have two more coming. I have a Moswa Air gimbal coming, and then I have a Feiyutech A2000 coming. So these are some crazy cool new gimbals, and I'm obsessed with gimbals. This is like, I never thought that I would be more obsessed with anything more than drones, and now I am with gimbals. Cesar says, "Damn, I literally got my June crane yesterday. Ever had any troubles with that?" No, man, my June crane has been loyal. It's never failed on me ever. Um, I have another gimbal from Kane TV. That's another really loyal gimbal. Anything that is powered by electricity has to be extremely loyal. The Cam so far did not prove to be loyal. The board shorted out. I mean, that's not supposed to happen, but I'm not gonna really blame it on them. They're fresh in the market. I mean, they're a brand new company. They're testing out the market. They sent me a beta unit, so I'm not really knocking them down for that. I mean, that's why they sent it to me to review, right? So they can get my honest opinion. And they sent out a few demo units, and now they're working on a newer gimbal to compete with Jewin Crane's Crane 2. So that is interesting. I can't say anything more about that, but honestly, the quality is there in the Cam gimbal. It has great metals, great plastics. The battery life is decent, gets me about 10 hours. But the motor torque is a lot more, I feel like it's more powerful than the Jewin Crane version 2. It says it's less powerful, but I can feel the way the motors turn and how they resist my hands going down on it. So I feel like it has more torque than the Jewin Crane. The strongest gimbal that I own right now is the King TV Argo, and that gimbal has some really strong motors, but again, it's a lot bigger. Halvin Wolf says, "Can I email it?" Yeah, man, email it to me. I want to check it out. So you shot this commercial, right? You shot it, or do I see you in the commercial? I think you shot it because you were telling me about it. Yeah, that's awesome, dude. I can't wait, man. Awesome, yeah. Cesar says, I read on Amazon that G1 is releasing a new crane November 1st with the follow focus. Will you get an early access to that? Yes, I contacted G1 Tech. They're gonna get me a unit, I think, in October. Um, I don't know if you follow this person, but her name is Atola Visuals. She's like a Jewin Tech ambassador, so she gets all their newest tech sent to her. I'm like below her with Jewin Tech. So yeah, I think I'm gonna get the Crane 2 for review in October. But then again, I'm really thinking about, like, here's my problem with the Crane 2. All right, the follow focus system. It's not compatible with any other camera than Canon. And that really busts me up. And the payload capacity doesn't mean anything to me because the Crane version 2 already handles all of my cameras with most of my lenses. So the extra payload capacity doesn't really benefit me. So, and the follow focus is hardware built inside, and I expected it to work with all sorts of different cameras, and it doesn't. So, for them to release a new product and not have it work with all cameras, it just kind of defeats the purpose of them creating the product, right? It's unbelievable concept, but they need to find a way to somehow backward engineer the software on the Sony cameras and Panasonic cameras in order for the follow focus system to work. They did it with Canon. Canon, for some reason, was very easy to control the follow focus with, but I was just very disappointed because I don't have a Canon camera anymore. So, yeah, I mean, hi, which is the best lens for wedding cinematography? Tamron 18 to 50 mil or Sigma 18 to 50? So far, I've seen Sigma being used a lot more than Tamron. Do I own a Tamron or Sigma? No, I don't. But you're just gonna have to do some research on that on YouTube. But there's a lot of people who use Sigma and Tamron. I try to stay away from non-native lenses because I want autofocus and I want the stabilization. So I try to, I'm trying to stick with Zeiss lenses with my Sony cameras. Calvin Wolf says I was a toy tech on site, didn't shoot it, but I totally could, bro. Nice, man. Yeah, dude, definitely send me the link. So Sony users won't benefit. Glad I didn't wait then. Haha. Yeah, Cesar, honestly, the Crane 2, if we take a look at it, damn, I really wish I had the FozzieCam gimbal. I wanted to show you that. So with the Crane V2, there is, let me pull out my Crane. That sounds a little wrong, but let me just show you the Crane here. So here's the Crane. It's disassembled right now. Let me attach the other half of the handle here. So here's our good old trusty Crane version 2. So there's there's some issues with the version, with the Crane 2 that I think are resolved on the Crane version 2s. For example, if you take a look at all the pictures of the Crane 2, you'll notice that there is no area to put your hand under the pan motor. Because the handle is a lot thicker on the Crane 2, you can't rest your hand under the pan motor. And for me, that's kind of like a comfortability factor and ergonomics factor, because I like resting a lot of the gimbal's weight on my hand. And by having this little area here where you can put your fingers under, like, that's a great way to, rest the gimbal. And a lot of people didn't realize that. The handle is a lot thicker, so you're going to be using a lot more of your muscles to hold this thing. With the Crane version 2, I'm able to rest a lot of the gimbal's weight just on my hand using this gap area here. And I really wish that they didn't remove that gap, because that's really important. And another thing I wanted to mention to you guys, when you're if you're going to any trade shows like NAB or something like that. I know there's one happening right now in the Netherlands, in Amsterdam, right? Um, I'm tripping out. Where is there? Where is the? There's a trade show going on in. Yeah, I think it's in Amsterdam. Yeah, so I might be mistaken, but I think it's happening in Amsterdam. Oh, I'm gonna say Amsterdam. I don't know, guys. I'm not good with thinking about that right now. But anyway, there's another trade show happening right now where they're featuring the Cam gimbals. Now, when I was messing around with the Cam gimbal, I had a really big issue with the pitch motor. Um, Here's the thing. With the Cam gimbal, if I were to swing the pitch motor like this, it wouldn't swing as smooth as the crane. And that means that there's friction in the bearings of the gimbal. And when there's friction, that means that you are not going to get that smooth, like fluid footage. IBC in Amsterdam. Thank you. Amsterdam. I knew it. Thank you. So that's the trade show that's happening in right now. So what's happening is with the pitch motor, you can tell on the crane, they really thought about this with the engineering perspective. You can see the pitch motor just swings freely. You see that? How well it swings? And the Cam, whenever I would try to do that, the pitch motor, it would just get stuck like right up here. It wouldn't swing so smooth. And that's a big problem. When friction is, when friction comes into play, that's gonna ruin a lot of the fluidity in your movements. Like if you look at glide cam gimbals, there's no electronic components there, but every single movement that you make with a glide cam is basically infinite because it just keeps swinging and it's very smooth and the bearings there are very high quality. You know, on the Jiwon crane, part of the reason why it's one of the most expensive handheld gimbals out there right now is because of the quality bearings that they're using. It's not all about the motors, but it's also a lot about the bearings. Those are like probably the most important part inside of a gimbal. It's the bearings. And I'm telling you that right now. If I swing any motor around, any joint, any axis around on this gimbal, you're going to notice that it swings almost indefinitely. You know? It just infinitely spins, basically. So that's what you want to look for when you're buying a gimbal. You want to make sure that they include very high quality motors, bearings, because that's what's going to make everything run fluid, right? And Kame TV is another great company that makes very high quality bearings and motors. So I'm interested to see how the Moswa Air is going to keep up and how the Feiyutech A2000 is going to keep up. And those gimbals are coming in hopefully within the next week. I'll have those ready for you. And then the Cam gimbal, I should have that returned to me. Again, I was impressed with the Cam gimbal. While it was working, I was very happy with it. It actually had a mode that no other gimbal had. I'm not going to say anything more about that because I want to show you guys what it can do. So we're going to wait for the Cam gimbal to return. Now, something I can mention about the Cam gimbal, we had a really nice feature with the roll motor being slanted at a 45-degree angle. So if we take a look at the crane, so here's our crane. All right, here's the pitch motor in the back, right? This is a 90-degree pitch motor. Now with the Cam, the motor was located like down here. Okay, so it's located at a 45-degree angle. There's a few benefits here, and I can only think of one drawback. First of all, with the roll arm being with this arm being shorter, they made it more rigid on the Cam gimbal. And on the Cam gimbal, they made these arms a lot thicker. They're a lot wider than the crane's hands here. These arms, a lot thicker, probably twice as thick. So it's going to be a lot more rigid. On the Cam gimbal, however, we had a handle that was made out of plastic, and it doesn't feel as sturdy as magnesium alloy, and that's the material that they use to make this gimbal here. It's magnesium alloy. It's similar material that they use on on Sony cameras and Canon cameras. So think about that. But I really like that 45-degree angle that they put on the FossyCam gimbal, because that way you can have a clear view of the LCD display on the camera. So that's what I really, really, really liked about the FossyCam. So it was the model FM145. It's making its way to Oregon right now to get repaired. If they can't repair it, they're going to send me another FossyCam 45 gimbal. And then they're going to send me a newer version of their newest product that's coming out soon. I can't say anything about that product, but I can tell you right now it's going to be competing very well against the Jew and Crane version, the Jew and Crane 2. So yeah, in my opinion, they shouldn't have named the Jew and Crane 2. They should have named it something else, because version 2 and 2, it's very difficult to distinguish each one. So they should have named it something else. Yeah. Yeah, so that's interesting. Wolf says that he sent the email. I think I got your email, bro. Yes, I got the link. I'll watch it after the live stream, man. Thank you. And yeah, Wolf also says that he spun the bearings on the smooth Q and it's spinning similar to the way your crane spins. Yeah. So guys, gimbals, any sort of gimbal technology, whether it's being electronical, motorized, or just manual, always check the quality of the bearings. And the best way to do that is just to spin it around and listen. Put your ear close to it. If you can hear some grinding noises, that means you're experiencing some bearing friction, and that just means that it's a poorly manufactured gimbal. So maybe I received a defective unit, I don't know, but it's getting repaired, like I said, and it's getting shipped right back to me. One of the power boards on the FossyCam gimbal shorted out, no longer powers on, so they're gonna have to replace that. CO Productions, hi, I have a problem with the S-Log profile on my Sony a6300. Could you please advise your settings when shooting with the S-Log 2 or 3? What is your problem with S-Log? What is your problem? I'm using a Sony a7S with S-Log and I don't have any issues. Let me know what your issue is. Christopher 4644, Josh, can you please do an in-depth video on interior real estate videography? I'd love it. I need to know more about shutter, aperture settings, gimbal use, white balance. Thanks, love your videos. Thanks, man. I really appreciate it. Currently, I'm not shooting any real estate videos. Maybe I can have a buddy of mine open up his house to me. He has a pretty big house in Calabasas, and maybe I can just give you like a demo shoot of how I would shoot a real estate video, and then I'll edit it and I'll show you the ending result. How does that sound? I just don't have any real estate clients at the moment. I never had real estate clients, but I know like what goes on in a real estate shoot. I've definitely been a part of them. I've seen them happen, and to be honest, real estate shooting is very easy and it's a lot of fun. I can tell you that right now. So I can definitely help you out with a tutorial video on real estate. I just need a house to shoot in. CO Production says S-Log is too dark. So that's very odd. What's the ISO settings, the shutter speed, and your aperture setting? What is that? You say it's also noisy in daylight, too bright. I cannot control exact exposure of the footage. Should I buy an ND filter 3-stop when shooting with the profile? Yeah, I mean, I have ND filters. I would recommend shooting with some ND filters. But it shouldn't be too dark. I mean, on the Sony a7S, the base ISO is 3200. So my footage actually always looks bright because of a 3200 ISO. But with the a6300, I think it's a lot lower than, you know, a 3600 ISO. The CO Production says usually ISO is 800 to 6400, double speed with the FPS. Yeah, I'm not sure why you're getting dark footage. What kind of area are you shooting in? A6300 is actually supposed to be fabulous in low light. So I don't understand why you're getting issues with that. Israel Mona Age, good morning, boss. Happy new month. Happy new month? September, I'm assuming. All right, I'll drink water to that. But yeah. Any more questions, my friends? I have my room is a huge mess. I have a lot of my equipment is out and about, so I can easily grab something and talk to you about it. So if you have any questions about some of my equipment, I know that some of you left questions on my lighting equipment. So I have my lighting equipment right here. I just got these brand new kick-ass lights from Neewer, so it's pretty awesome. CO Productions, should I set my exposure to +2 whenever shooting S-Log? Honestly, man, you need to make a video and show me what's happening. I can't really. I mean, I set my exposure value to 0. I never have an issue. So you know, you make a video. I want to see why you're getting this underexposed footage. Something doesn't seem right. Israel says, yesterday was my birthday also. All right, Israel, happy birthday, man. Happy birthday. Pratik Darun, which gimbal would be the best one for the 5D Mark IV? That would actually be the Crane 2 from Tech, because it has a follow focus system and it has powerful motors. But wait, before you consider investing in the Crane 2, wait for me to get my 3 gimbals that are supposed to come to me. My Filmmaking A2000, my Moswa Air, which is probably the best competitor to the Tech at the moment. And probably, I haven't tried the Filmmaking yet, so I don't know. Filmmaking could be better. And then we have the Fossicam. So before you buy a gimbal, wait for me to get those gimbals. It should be 1 week, within 1 week, less than 1 week until I get those gimbals. Let me do the reviews and the live streams, and then you make your decision, okay? Let me make the sacrifice of getting all these gimbals and then showing you what I like the most, okay? Because I'm going to give you the most honest review. None of these companies are buying me. None of them are, you know, none of them are paying me, I should say, okay? So wait for that to come out. Halvin Wolf says, can we see the new floppy LED? Yeah, man, definitely. I'm going to go grab it right now. CO Productions, I'll send you some email. Thanks a lot, boss. You're welcome, bro. Thank you, sir. Okay, let me show you the... So I made a review video of a new LED light that came in last week, and that is a flexible LED light. So let me show you that right now. So here it is. Here's a nice little baggie for it. This light is really cool. I'm actually really happy I have one. I've always wanted a flexi light. This is it. So here's an LED light. Something I never thought would have existed, and that is a flexible LED light. It's fantastic. Look at this. It smells good too. Well, maybe not really. It smells like weird materials, like weird rubber, but this is what it looks like. There's 256 different LED lights, beads on here. See that? And as I said in the review video, I can bend it in any way. So I can, like, here, let me show you how I'm going to bend it. I can roll it up like this and make it become like a 360-degree light. Look at that. My rolling skills aren't the best, but so I can roll it up like that. I can't speak. I can actually roll this around a C-stand, and it will like stick on. And yeah, I mean, what a lot of people are using these flexi lights for is that they can stick them onto like a ceiling, like a low ceiling, and light up a person's head. So this could be a perfect edge light. A lot of people also stick them onto the backs of car seats so they can light up the passengers really nicely. So these flexible LED panels can be used in so many different scenarios. People don't understand how important they are. And it also comes with a metal frame that you can put around this light, and you can mount this light onto a stand and use it like a regular softbox or just a regular LED panel. So yeah, that's the Flexi LED light. And I would turn it on for you, but if I show it into this webcam, which is not like the best quality, it's just gonna blind you guys, turn everything white. So yeah, if you're interested, let me know. I'll send you the link. It's definitely a must, and I mean, it's high quality. This is not gonna really rip or anything, and there's nice stitching on the side here to protect it. There's some metal corners, reinforced corners here on the side to protect it. So yeah, really nice light. I'm happy with it. And it just, when you're done, you just roll it up. You can hit people with it if you want. Use it as a lightsaber. And then, once you do that, you put it in its protective pad right here. It velcros up. Okay, and then you put it back in the baggie. It's really light too, so yeah, you can actually even just squish it in there. You guys probably don't see what I'm doing, but I'm just shoving things back in the bag. And the greatest thing is that honestly, guys, you only need one of these. You don't need 3 of them, 5 of them, or anything like that. So yeah, you only need one of these. I wouldn't think you need any more. What you do need a lot of are like actual lighting lights, like LED panels and Fresnel lights for lighting up people. But this I just bought so I can use as like an edge light, or like if I don't have room to put like a softbox or something, this is an easy light to just stick on a wall, you know. So that's why I have it. And the price is $130. So yeah. Oh, forgot the. And it's wirelessly controlled. There's a remote here too. I forgot to mention that. It's a wireless remote controller. This can power it, turn it on, turn it off, also control the dimming, and it can link up to 4 different lights. And you can control all 4 different lights from this single remote. So that's a really cool feature too. And next week, I'm supposed to be getting a new microphone system as well for reviews, so we'll see that as well. What about the temperature of the light? It cannot change the exposure, right? Well, I don't know what you mean by saying it cannot change the exposure, but the temperature of the light, it stays very cool. Maybe becomes a little bit warm, but not to the point where you can't touch it, or it won't even light up. It won't even heat up your subjects. It will just gently become warm, very, very gently. It's not going to become as hot as Fresnel lights, for example, Fresnel LED lights. It's not going to become as hot as halogen lights. Those things you need gloves to handle. I'm never buying halogen lights. Those things are outdated. They're coming out with very, very powerful LED lights that are going to outperform and do better than halogen lights. So Arri, I think, is going to start doing LED lights soon, very soon. Very, very soon. But yeah, that's what it is. That is what it is. Wow. What's the cost on the light? It is $130 shipped. Very good price for a light. And the company is called Each Shot. Each Shot. You can find them on Amazon. Oh man, I hurt my lower ribs today. I don't know what. I think I pulled something. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. I have some more LED panels here that I can show you. And yeah, if you like, I can show you that as well. Halvin Wolf says, tips for shooting B-roll and not getting frustrated. I hate shooting B-roll, so I'm gonna get frustrated regardless. I like shooting the main stuff. So not getting frustrated, the best thing I can tell you is to take deep breaths. I don't like getting B-roll too much. I like just shooting the meat and potatoes of everything, but B-roll is a crucial element in shooting a video. So take deep breaths, man. Seriously. I used to shoot with my brother, and in Silicon Valley, we did a web series with like one of the top tech companies, and shooting B-roll because their offices were so huge. I mean, we went to a company called what was it called? Cisco Networking. That place was a city. They had their own gym, they had their own hospital, they had their own manufacturing facility. Can you imagine getting B-roll of all of that? It was the biggest pain ever. So, oh my god. So yeah, it's a pain. And on top of that, I didn't own any gimbals at the time. I didn't own any very good stability software, so it was just, the footage didn't come out too great. But take deep breaths, and just envision the product being done and looking amazing, and that will calm down your nerves. And try to get creative with the B-roll. I mean, add some nice obscure shots. Use some Dutch angle stuff. Use some, different motions would be nice. A lot of shallow depth of field would be great. Bokeh would be nice. I mean, get creative with the B-roll. Don't just make it like, oh, I'm going to shoot this guy sitting in a chair. Make it creative. Add some nice sliding moves, panning moves, dolly ins, dolly outs, crane, boom shots. Like, you can do whatever you want. Make it creative to the point where you're using your mind, your brain, your creativity, instead of just a guy holding a camera moving, just standing static. That's a good way to look at B-roll. Golden Key says late night live. Yeah, man. 1:03 a.m. Pacific time in LA. Be Live Studios, great videos, man. I can't wait for my new June Crane version 2. I think the post didn't come this weekend. Oh, no. That's awesome, man. At least you're going to get a version 2. I have one right here. Here's my version 2, and I love it. I love it. I have 2 gimbals now. I used to have 3. I broke one of them, and it's coming back to me, and then I'm getting 2 new ones within the next week. So I'm getting 3 gimbals within the next week or so. So stay tuned for that because I'm so excited. Gimbals are like my new love, and I like them more than drones now, believe it or not. I just love this technology involved in creating these gimbals. Yeah, so if you don't know what the other gimbal manufacturers, we have Feiyutech. That's a very big one. We have Gutson, who makes the Moswa Air. We have ICANN, who makes the Beholder DS1. We have another company called Fossicam. We have, there's another one called Film Power. It's called the Nebula. That one is an interesting gimbal, but it doesn't look too ergonomic. But the Nebula, that's a pretty interesting gimbal to look at. Any more questions, my friends? Again, I have a ton of equipment laid out here, so if you want me to talk about anything specifically, let me know. I can definitely go over that with you. Halvin Wolf says, okay, great news, dude. Got in touch with an old friend that I haven't spoken with in 10 years. Wow. Come to find out, he's trying to get into photography and cinematography. He has a Canon 80D. That's a pretty big deal. I showed him a couple of your crane videos, and he totally bought Bought one. Awesome, man. Thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, man. How are you liking your smooth Q? Yeah. Thanks, man. I really appreciate it. That's awesome. Any more questions, my friends? So I invested a few $100 into these new lights from a company called Newer. For I mean, they're an up and coming company. I think they're getting a lot bigger now. They sell a lot of camera stabilizers, like manual stabilizers. A lot of people have been posting on my GlideCam videos that they've been buying the Newer stabilizers. And after doing some research on the company, I find out that they're not only creating camera stabilizers, but they're creating lights. I think they're creating jibs too. But lights, that's one of their like fortes. So I decided to pull the trigger on one of their lighting kits with two lighting panels, two LED panels with 600 beads, which is a lot of beads. And I got them a few days ago, and I absolutely love it. Flicker free. They can be powered by a Sony V-mount battery. They're portable. They're durable. They're all made out of metal. Gave me great quality stands along with the kit. So I'm so happy, so happy. And it only cost me $260. Yeah, I put a link in my description of my latest video, so check it out. Alvin Wolf says your smooth Q has taken your live streams to a whole new level. That's fantastic, dude. That's great. Fab Fabrajan, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Which is the gimbal for the mirrorless like Sony APS-C? That is, are you talking about from Tech specifically? Because if you are, it's called the Crane M. M stands for mobile, Crane Mobile. I believe that's what the M stands for. But yeah, so we have the Crane and the Crane M. And then don't forget that there's other gimbal companies too. It's not just Tech. There's Kame TV. They make similar gimbals. Kame TV makes fabulous gimbals. I've come to notice that companies create gimbals, right? But they also have to create the software. So FosseCam, Kame TV, and some other brands rely on firmware from a developer called Basecam, and they create the firmware for these gimbals. Companies like DJI, Tech, Moswa Air, and I think even the Feiyu Tech, they all use proprietary software. I found out that proprietary software is better to an extent because it protects the consumer from screwing up their gimbal. When I first got my Kame TV Argo, I went right into the parameters of the software in the Basecam, and I screwed up my gimbal completely. It took me 10 hours to fix it, put the parameters back to where they needed to be, and it's not a consumer-friendly program. So if you're new to gimbal technology, don't invest more than $500-600 in a new gimbal. Stick to gimbals that use proprietary software, because at the end of the day, all you have to do is click the reset button if something goes wrong and your gimbal resets to factory settings. You cannot do that with Basecam software. You cannot. So when you're investing in gimbals, make sure that, especially in the beginning, if you're not a pro yet using gimbals, you invest in gimbals that have proprietary software made by the company that you're buying it from. All right? Consider that. And that will just save you a lot of time, a lot of agony. And then once you become good with, handling gimbals and you're ready to upgrade a gimbal, yeah, sure, go with Basecam gimbals. That's fine. But you're going to have to do a lot of research on fixing parameters, setting parameters, resetting parameters. Like, it's a pain. And I consider myself pretty fluid in setting parameters for gimbals. But there's always a chance of me screwing up really badly. And I've learned my lesson from the Kame TV Argo. Luckily, I got it back to normal settings, actually better settings than when I received it. But it does take a lot of time to get used to this software. It's a big pain usually. So make sure you stick to proprietary software. And that's what I have to say about that. I have a drinking problem. I just spilled all over myself. Oh, man. Any more questions, guys? These are excellent questions. I'm not even going to clean my room today. I'm just going to wait till tomorrow morning. I'm just so tired. My cameras are all over the place. My bags are everywhere. And then I have to unpack on Sunday and shoot a new video for Monday at 5 a.m. The YouTube grind, guys, it's real. It's really real. So, yeah. Let's take the last 2 more minutes and answer some final questions, guys. Please go ahead and ask these questions. It's important. A lot of you have been emailing me lately, and I'm not able to get back to everybody's emails. So use these live streams to ask me these questions, please, because I will not be able to email everybody back. It's really tough. Alvin Wolf says, yo, your latest vids are popping. Dude, you are popping, man. Thank you, bro. I appreciate you. I honestly, I haven't been sleeping much, man. My upload frequency went from once a week to like 4 or 5 times a week, and I'm so dead. But I'm not gonna let that get in the way. I'm gonna keep on hustling. I'm trying out new different color correction techniques and different this, different that, and it's hard not shooting with a model. A lot of these shoots that I've been doing, they've been just me. And I'm trying to lock down different people to shoot with me, but then it's just so flaky. It's LA. People never stick to schedules. So it's hard to find people to shoot with. So a lot of the times I have to be the model, and I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm digging it. I like to be the director, not the model necessarily, unless I'm acting. I don't like just sitting there staring into space. Halvin Wolf, dude, you're like one of my biggest supporters, bro. You are the man. Halvin Wolf says, I noticed that when our body doesn't sleep, our creativity keeps us going. That's right, dude. Our creativity and our paranoia. Because I remember we had a live stream once, and I asked you if you're obsessed with checking your Instagram statistics to see how many followers you got and stuff like that. Dude, I've been getting really bad with that on YouTube. Like, I've been waking up at 3 a.m. to see how many subscribers I have, to see what my view count's at, like my retention. It's been really gnarly lately. I became, ever since I like broke 20K, I started taking my channel seriously, like really, really seriously. Not that I haven't before, but like I'm stepping it up a notch. And checking stats and then freaking out when you lose one subscriber. I mean, I freak out when I lose a subscriber. I'm like, damn, what am I doing wrong? Why are they unsubscribing? Damn it, damn it, damn it. If my retention goes 0.5% lower than usual, I freak out. So I I don't think that's normal, but my channel right now is my baby. And I'll do anything to keep it up, afloat and make it have high quality content for you guys so that way you're learning. And I want this channel to be an education for you guys, a free education. So that's what I'm trying to use YouTube as, is an educational platform. So yeah. And I can't drink. That's from the lack of sleep. I can't. I'm spilling all over myself. Man. Yeah, that's the grind. But I want to thank all of you for tuning in. I'm going to get some sleep. It's Saturday tomorrow. I don't have any. Oh no, I'm going on a birthday dinner. My family's taking me out. They were out of town for a while, so I'm gonna go on a birthday dinner and try to relax tomorrow. I'm gonna try not checking YouTube, but I know I will because I freak out. And Sunday I'm gonna be shooting again. Monday, new uploads are going to start coming in, and hopefully my gimbals will arrive early next week, like they're supposed to. And I've just got so many videos to show you guys. I have so many videos to have, tutorials. I noticed that review videos on my channel don't do too well, but my tutorials do very well. So I'm going to continue doing review videos because I still believe that it's important that you learn about something before you spend hundreds or even thousands of dollars on it. So I'm going to continue doing review videos just in case people do end up watching it, because I can save people money. So I want to keep doing those review videos, even if they're not getting as much attention as before, or as tutorial videos. So I appreciate all of you guys for watching, keeping this channel afloat and operating the way it should. Much love to all of you. Halvin Wolf, thank you so much for the super chat, brother. You've been a really good, great, amazing supporter. I think you're in Long Beach, right? You're in the Long Beach area. Maybe we can grab some coffee sometime. Maybe, yeah, that'd be fun. So let me know, dude. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much. Again, I love all of you. Thank you for tuning in. Keep commenting. Send me emails with questions. If I don't reply, keep sending them to me. I get overpopulated with emails, so just keep sending. If I don't reply after a while, again, keep sending. Persistence is the key to your success, and I would get it tattooed on my forehead if honestly, if you look at things, like for example, let's take a look at water. Water forms canyons, right? It does not form canyons due to force. It forms canyons due to persistence. Okay? Due to persistence. So the more persistent you are, so for example, send me emails. Continuously send me emails. I will eventually answer to you. Persistence will equal your success. Okay? And we're going to take off with that in mind. All right, guys. Peace out. I'll talk to you soon. And have an amazing, amazing weekend, because I know for a fact you deserve it. I'll talk to you soon.